Okay, I should be live. This is cargo. So how are y'all doing? I got another day, go to work, going in late, just because of the loads that I'm doing. I got off late this morning. I mean, I got home, it was like 5:30 this morning. And I'm going to work. So, that is what it is. I don't know what the thing's doing here, but it's not showing. Oh, it can't be played in the background. Means I have too many things open somehow. Okay, but it still should be playing live. So I'm going to go as if it is until I get someplace that I can stop. Oh, I'm tired. I just stay tired. I've got this nagging respiratory thing that's been bothering me for a while. It's been bothering a lot of people. It's like it doesn't really go away. Got held up by traffic last night. Some guy wrecked his car into a house. And then I guess he woke up or something, and the fire department and all that was there. And I don't know if he had warrants or something, but he takes off running. And so the cops have the whole road shut down. That's a lot of cops there. There's been a lot of cops lately everywhere. I don't know what's going on. But they're chasing this guy down. Remember when you were a kid, like ag class? And that'd be where everybody get experience in it. But like, you're in ag and you're trying to catch a hog, and that hog's running everywhere. Like trying to catch a greased hog. Yeah. So it's something like that. And these cops are trying to catch this guy. I'm stuck in the middle of the road for like an hour and a half, and I don't have an hour and a half to be stuck in the middle of the road. So that burnt my log up. I was at a receiver for like 3 hours. That burnt my log up. So I split my log again, my logbook, because I drive a truck. I worked a 16-hour day because I split it by 2 hours, because it's got to be the sleeper berth time. But then you count the hour, 45 minutes to an hour before that I was getting everything ready with my truck that I wasn't logged on, and then the extra 30-45 minutes. But it pays the bills. It's exhausting. It's probably why I can't get over this thing with my lungs, as I just stay run down from extreme hours. It didn't bother me so much when I was younger. I remember I could stay up for just days at a time without a problem when I was in my 20s. 30s I could do it, but it was a problem. Now I'm getting closer to 50, and I cannot do that anymore. It's just not working. It is not working out for me. There's a gas station up here on the left. I'm going to pull in there. We're going to see what we can do to pull the chat up. And I can see if anyone's watching or if anyone's commenting. If it skips out a little bit going through, just bear with me. Most of the time it's not skipping out. There's a couple of areas because of the signal. And I'm live streaming from a motorcycle, so I am moving. I am rolling through small town Texas. that's getting enveloped by the city. The suburbs get their own suburbs and the whole urban sprawl thing. And it's not white flight anymore, it's everybody flight. They're trying to escape the city and all the bullshit. And you motherfuckers, look at that. I was gonna go over there. Well, I could go through them, but I'm not. I'll pull over up here on the side of the road. That'll probably work better. Not exactly sure what gear I'm on. We will find out. First. Sometimes you get that little bouncy in the shifter. I was like, will you just go on into the gear? I don't ask much of you. I mean, for real. There we go. Neutral. Wonderful neutral. Let me see. Okay, now we are playing. I have two people there. Bjorn, how are you doing? Only one skip, Frogzilla. What's up? Okay, now we can go. I've got all this leather on because I know it'll be cool tonight, but it's kind of warm right now. And I'm sort of burning up. Anyone coming? Gotta slow down. Yep. Yeah, that was a state trooper, so hopefully he don't make a flip. I'm only doing like 80 something in a 50. Cops like to sit around here. In the daytime it gets to be kind of chaos. That makes sense. They're everywhere. They're doing some kind of blitz right now. There were so many cops yesterday, even going up to like Shepherd, Texas. Lots of DOT, lots of cops. They were sitting in Cleveland. I don't know if it had something to do with that guy. That is way too high a gear. Oh well. I was rolling. It's not a problem. But there's just way too many cops right now. Who knows the craziness we're gonna run into this year. It's an election year. Who can the media make you hate? Doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on. They want you to hate someone. Vote for their person. I don't know. Can you show me someone who will make my dollar worth more and lower my taxes? That is what I want out of a candidate in any respect. I want less government control, because once you give them control, they don't want to give it back. And even if you agree with them having that control to use on someone else, well, they now have the right to use that on you. And of course, the political winds change. What are you going to do when the other side has that power? you know? So let's get a little less government control, lower my taxes, make my dollar worth more. I don't want a raise. I do not want a useless raise. I don't want a cost of living raise that's just to account for a problem that it's making worse. I want them to make my dollar worth more. Make my dollar worth what it was in the 70s when I was born. I mean, just for a goal. That's not that long ago. And I don't make bad money. I'm stretched to the limit because I'm an idiot and I like shiny things. I'm biting my tongue. My cheeks are getting squeezed in by my helmet. But I'm an idiot and I like shiny things. So I have things financed and I'm an idiot. But I don't make bad money. I can't complain. It gets very tight. This week there's not really money for food. But that's not the fault of my job. That's the fault of me. And my stupid decisions. But I can tell you this. The $100,000 that I made last year bought me the same amount as the $60,000 I made about, what was that, 3-4 years before that. It has the same value. That dollar has the same value. I don't care what, like, political party or anything you like. That's not even my concern. I don't like any of them. They all seem to be working towards the same goal, but just the dollar. Look how much less it's buying. Look how much more your groceries are costing. You know? Across the board. And a lot of the main things that account towards, you know, your personal life and inflation sort of thing. They don't count towards the inflation numbers. Like most of the groceries that you actually buy that are going up, they don't count that towards the numbers because that would look bad. I don't think they count gas and a few other things. It's too much. Imagine if they actually counted it for real. People would see the mess we're in. I don't think it's one party or the other. I think both parties are contributing to it. They don't care about us in the end. They just care about their corporate interests. People have the illusion that we're pawns in this game. And I think they fight to keep that illusion. Truth is, we're not even pawns. We're spectators. And we don't even have good seats. We're up in the nosebleeds. All I know is my dollar is getting stretched to its limit. It doesn't matter how much I make, it's not enough. Groceries cost too much. Gas has gone down a little bit, but it's still too much. I remember when my dad, he was having a royal fit because diesel hit like 68 cents a gallon. And it was too close to the price of gasoline. Gasoline was sitting at, so I keep shifting for a 7th gear. There's no 7th, it's only 6th. Gasoline, I think, was at like 72, 73 cents a gallon. Diesel hit. Oh, pissed off. Now, and diesel is generally like what, at least $1 more than gas. It's just kerosene and number 2 fuel oil. Now they take the sulfur out and mess the engines up. Sulfur with the lubricant. It's too dry. But I'm worried about who the president's gonna be. You know who's on your local school board? You know who local governments forms and that. Some of them are someone who's elected. Because greater day life. Senators are actually making the law there for decades, years. Way leaders in there. Everything's crazy. Got all this money, I think. Tickets and everything. Road rage where they're targeting, but Houston's turning it Wild West. I'm not in Houston, I'm outside. But like, the Wild West. Don't honk. Don't be a Karen hollering at them. They will shoot you in the face. We have 2 to 3 road rage shootings, sometimes more. That's not counting the people that just hit you with their car, run you off the road, you know, stuff like that. Everything's so aggressive, everything's so fast. Everyone's in a hurry. I don't know if it's always been that way and it's just an age thing as you're getting older. It seems like all these classic rock artists and country artists, they were singing some things that I really relate to right now. You know, like Leonard Skinner talking about, you know, the concrete, it's slowly creeping. Well, look at it. Look at all this concrete all around me. Just growing like a cancer. A cancer that's already enveloped all our vital organs. And it's gonna eventually kill us. But that may be the perspective of someone who grew up in the country. And there's a part of me that always wants to get back to that, you know, kind of simpler life. We had a big garden, we canned our food. Mom cooked. Even when Mom worked, she cooked. All these ladies out there said, I work 8 hours a day, I can't come home and cook. My mom worked way more than that. She came home and cooked. We got to go out to eat once or twice a year. Everything else was fixed by Mom. They're putting in our food. I miss that simpler life, the putting a half a beef in the fridge every year, raising our own chickens, having our own fresh eggs. We were trying, and we're looking for, you know, the scrawniest, that sort of thing. It turned out it was the scrawniest hen that we had. She was putting everything she had into laying those eggs. Is, I'll say vitamin D whole milk is acceptable. It's not great, but it's acceptable. If you've ever had real milk, you taste that real sugar, not the stuff they add. You know, the real sweetness to it and the cream. Every damn thing they sell in the store sucks. All of it. You know, before I had a bicycle, I'd walk to my friend's house, be 2-3 miles away. That was nothing. Kids were outside. Kids were playing. That's what we all did. You got a bicycle, everybody could find where all the kids were, just find where the bikes were piled up. You were outside figuring out things. Now we have a generation of kids that can't even talk to each other. Granted, we were getting in fights, we were doing all kinds of stuff that we shouldn't have. We're probably the reason for all the warning labels, because we did a lot of stupid shit. And most of us have scars to prove it. I jumped a ramp on a 10-speed one time. My cheeks are getting squeezed. I don't know why my helmet's squeezing my face more today. But you remember those old 10 speeds? I'm not talking about a mountain bike. I'm talking a 10 speed with the tall, narrow tires and the curved handlebars. That kind, like Tour de France 10 speed. I jumped a ramp. It's the only bike I could find. I pulled it out of a trash hole. You know, everybody's got that thick-end road that, you know, people want to dump their trash and everything. I pulled it out of there and I got it working. I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm riding this bike around because my parents could never afford to buy me something like that. And I landed front wheel first. I folded that front tire in half, that front wheel, and I ate the handlebars. Was I wearing knee pads? No. Was I wearing elbow pads? No. Was I wearing a helmet? No. I just ate the handlebars and the ground and knocked the wind out of myself and caught my wind. And everybody's like, are you going to be okay? And all that. And, okay, I'm going to be okay. You're bleeding. No one cares. Other than, hey, cool, you're bleeding. You know, I miss those days. Probably gonna cut out some more up here. I'll look the comments again later. Anybody else show up? I think it's still the Frogzilla. And Bjorn. I don't know who else. Thank you for the watch time. I'm trying to get my watch time up. I'm still searching for that 7th gear. That is one advantage to like not wearing a helmet or wearing one of the skull caps, is I would be able to see the gauges without looking down on this bike. But since I've kissed a tree twice in my life, thankfully, like, you know, 25 years apart, but I've hit trees face first. I do wear a full face helmet. I don't think the law should tell you you should have to wear one, but I think you should wear one. Just from my personal experience. I don't know. Maybe it's just part of getting older and you miss the good old days. You know, you miss things how they were when you were younger. And this stuff just doesn't seem sustainable. It's like everything has to grow to survive. It can't stay the same economically. And you got a business and you're doing $10 million a year in profit, and the next year you only did 10 million, and the next year you only did 10 million, and the bank looks at you like you're going out of business because you're not growing. You're supposed to keep growing and keep swallowing everything until you burst. I don't think that's sustainable. You know, I like the mom and pop hardware store that they did their thing. The diner that's been in the family for generations, a little restaurant, that sort of stuff. I miss that. I don't see anything, but apparently you have to grow. You have to have 3 or 4 more stores. Nobody's happy with anything. But then again, that may just be me, you know, recalling a simpler life and longing for that simpler time. You know what I mean? $45-mile-an-hour curve. Are we hitting it at 45? Fuck no. Why would anyone ever do that? I got one more light and I'll be cutting this thing off. Oh, and the truck I've been driving, it's got something wrong where it just keeps dinging and throwing check engine lights. It needs injectors, it needs all kinds of stuff. It's weak, no power. If you shut it off warm, it takes time to start. So it's just dinging all day. Ding, 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 to the point that I can hear it in my sleep. It's going ding, 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 ding. It's crazy. So, and I'm about to hop right back in that truck and go do the same thing. I'll be losing time. Not that I had one anyways. It's not mine. I found it up by New Caney that they chased down because he was doing it. And I'm like, not even do that. And the guy got hurt, his bike totaled. They're going after some big criminal. It's a motorcycle. And this is all fresh. All that fresh tar, the oil, but we need it. If you notice all the trucks, and I'm down here a ways too with my truck. I gotta get some highway pegs on this bike. Someplace else to put my feet. But anyways, if you've listened for this long, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. You are all awesome. But I've got to go. I got to go earn a living. I got to go pay for my Harleys. On my other channel, I think I'm going to cook something this weekend. I don't know what. I might do leek soup. I might do cookies. Who knows? I need to cook something, but it's going to depend on how much time off I have. I mean, last week I got off at... But anyways, adios. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you. You're all awesome. But I've got to let you go. If I can find the